I felt happy. However, a golden opportunity arose, one that I took post haste. He looks to Velios with a bit of a neutral look. With the fall of the great dragon, I sought to carve my own path, dissuading myself from chasing after Thor and
Have you
becoming my own.
ever fully recounted to Velios what happened?
In terms of,
After he had gone unconscious during the fight?
aside from the last thing that I remember was going absolutely crazy, losing any will of trying to keep myself safe, especially after he had fallen. And the last thing I remember was him as a dragon. And then a disgusting noise. And that was the last thing I remembered before I passed out as well.
Velios, do you know what happened to the silver dragon that was with you?
Um, I know that he was rendered asunder, that his body was lost and desecrated to make weapons, for which have been uh,
Cyprus.
fully accounted for.
Not Cyprus. The other dragon.
Uh, uh, as far as I know, he fell in the battle too, in similar fashion to what they did to Cyprus.
Yeah. I spoke to Undyne about that. It it really messed him up. I mean, he just he just found the only family member he had left, only for it to be taken away right in front of him. Cypress ripped his head off, dumped his body in the lake of fire, and ate the head.
We ended
Ate
up
the,
being no better.
he ate the head of his own brother.
So after
Undyne,
he Undyne went into a bit of a fit of rage, turned into a dragon himself, knowing the insult that that would cause. And he managed to, well, do the same thing to Cypress in his rage.
Yeah, in the end, we weren't much better than Cyprus, unfortunately.
Well, regardless, I'm sure you all know everything that happened after that.
if I may, for a moment, how true is that, Velios?
How true is it? In what regards?
You say that we were no better than Cyprus in that regard. How true is that? And does that still hold up now? Are we
Let me ask
truly no
this.
better than what he was then, as we are now?
As we are now, I think we've redeemed ourselves just a bit, and at least you've relinquished the relics that he may be laid to rest. But if you think about it, are you responsible for the uh, damage that you did to Mika? Were you directly the one in control of yourself when you attacked her on the train?
I have no memory of it.
Exactly. Cyprus was stricken by a madness that overcame even someone as great as a dragon such as himself. He had
Take 6.
very little agency in what was
Oh
happening to
man,
him,
Alex.
and the only way he sought
Thank you, dude.
to
Thank you for showing
end
up.
the pain and save the
I'm
world
so
was to
sorry.
destroy
I
it.
don't.
That
I
was
just
his
don't know
logical
anymore.
reasoning.
I definitely don't think he's completely blameless, but I don't
That
think he
is
was. I believe anyone, when pushed far enough, can break.
that was my point.
Because it's actually kind of what I've been trying to get through to you, Velios.
He is not.
Cyprus, Cyprus was a bulwark. He was not a chain. He put himself before others, but rarely, rarely looked to who was at his side.
That's what ended up being his downfall. I understand that fully. It's just, it's hard to get the notion of watching your friends potentially die if you don't stand in for them through.
That's why you have to trust them. Trust that you will be there for them and they will be there for you.
Suppose you're right. Just, it's not them that I distrust. It's my own capability to protect them. And so I'll admit that
Yarosh,
I've
Yarosh lets out a very hearty laugh. You beat my ass within a damn inch of my life. Don't you ever tell yourself that, boy.
there were some that I couldn't protect.
And even then, okay, think about this, Velios. Let's say Miko's getting beat up by some monster, and you're finding yourself unable to help her. What about Grix? What about Garrosh? What about Timand?
I know I must rely on my party. That's one of the.
It's not your shortcoming. In fact, that's a strength that you have people such as that ready to help.
I know it. I do rely on their strength quite often.
Good. Anyways, Miko, tell us a bit about where you're from.
Um, well, I'm from Sharakai, the desert. Um,
Truly a horrible place. I remember having to be in disguise, pretending to be a slave of Valdance. Certainly an interesting experience.
Mm,
it's definitely interesting for adventurers and some of the people who live there as well. So there's beauty in the bad, I guess. Um, don't really know what to tell.
Well, come on, Miko, this was your idea.
Right. It is my idea. Was my idea. Well, I was a part of a caravan. Most Velpera are.
Nomadic
Uh,
traders.
yes. My father was a trader by trade. I was a researcher on the caravan. It's probably why I'm so good at making potions and finding herbs and stuff like that.
You want to hear something funny?
Sure.
You can be proud of your people in one sense.
Mm-hmm. How's that?
Champions of Rebirth found themselves on the other end of the blade of some Volpera. Volpera sent them packing. In fact, it was quite embarrassing.
Yeah,
I
that's
believe
certainly
Um,
nothing I would ever wish on anyone, honestly.
Yeah.
I believe that is the entire reason why Aelec left.
I think that was a big part of it. At the very least, it was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah. Well, we can be very protective of our caravans and of our people.
It was their fault.
Ah,
They totally deserved it.
Well, then.
Don't
If
feel
it
bad.
was
We stuck.
deserved. No. I don't really see myself being able to go back to that life, though. However,
Like, go ahead.
It's hard to say, but I was exiled from my caravan.
For what reason? Did you kill someone?
No. My father was the head of the caravan, and I questioned him. I'm not sure if it was because he thought I was trying to overthrow his judgment or to get him exiled, but my brother was killed, and he had blamed or said that it was due to adventurers, and I questioned him. Because I didn't believe adventurers would do such a thing. My brother was good. My father sent him on a mission that I don't know the exact things of the mission, but he was sent to retrieve something important. He himself was worried about it, and he ended up dying because of it.
Well, I wouldn't put it past thinking that adventurers did it. And it's definitely not outside of the realm of possibility.
That's true. I mean, now that I've joined the Adventurers Guild, or at least now that I've been a part of a party, I can see how it's not quite outside of the realm of possibility, but when I was younger, I didn't believe him. I was too fascinated to. I had so much admirations for adventurers, and so I just wanted to know
See if I
what
can
really
remember
happened.
not to punch the push to talk
And
button.
whenever I went to try to
Because up
look
to
for
11
it,
p.m. You have to go to sleep?
it was
What?
against what
Yeah,
I
it's
was
almost
supposed
5
to
in the
do
morning for me.
in the caravan, and so
Yeah, almost 5 in the morning.
So you poked
I
the
ended
bear
up
and it poked back?
basically.
I'm so tired right
My
now.
father always did tell me I was like, too
All I did
curious
today
for my
was
own
sleep
good.
and... Oh, God, I'm so tired.
I see.
So I spent most of my time after
Are we
I
still
was
doing it?
exiled
We
in the
are,
desert,
Delaney. For
and
the,
I
like, the 5th time? Was this the 5th
existed
try
with
or
the
the
land,
6th try? I don't know.
much as
OBS
Kirash's
was
people exist with
crudden out
their
on me
land.
earlier, and then... I don't
And
know.
that's when
Maybe
you
YouTube had a
became a
hand
druid?
in it, too. God. It's
Yes,
been a
you
huge
can
pain.
say that.
Great
Yeah.
story, though.
It was.
A lot of good character development
Interesting.
on all
So many
sides.
druids I've met have very similar stories. Ones of isolation or exile. And then it's always almost as if a voice speaks out to them. Very interesting.
Yeah. It was like it knew I needed to survive. And it gave me all the things that I did.
There they go.
So then how did you join up with the guild?
Well, aside from, of course, Tina knew that my skills would probably be helpful in Tariff.
I think you're getting ahead a bit here. You've gone from being a hermit in the desert to Tina asking for your help.
Well, I aided the other druids. I didn't stay in the desert forever, obviously. I eventually came and assisted the other druids with the demons and such. I guess, I mean, the reason I accepted it was because accepted or the call to aid was because I wanted to be a part of something bigger.
I see. Do you believe that you found that?
I believe that there's definitely potential. Definitely still trying to find my way. And
why did you accept the offer from Odin?
Have we heard of Dark Sun setting? Post-apocalyptic fantasy setting for D&D. I've not heard of that. Action takes place in a world of Athos. Oh, so you got
because
like
I
another
want
like
to
3 or 4 hours, Alex? Man, I'm about to go to sleep myself. It's almost 5 a.m.
save people, I guess.
We almost never go this late.
To be there for the people who can't save themselves.
And of course, with all the character development that we did in this session, of course the stream has to cut out 5 times.
Would you not say that that is being part of something greater than yourself?
Crazy. I didn't even get to know what happened with Velios and Garrosh. Right. I think Velios beat Garrosh to an inch of his life, and
I mean,
Garrosh had to tap out.
But if you ask
I'm pretty
me,
sure
having
that's
a
what
personal
happened.
meeting with a god is pretty great.
So somebody owes me 5 platinum. I'll tell you that right now.
You received something that some people pray their entire lives for and never receive.
Oh, I prayed my entire life for it and never got it until then.
Well, I definitely do want to succeed. And not for, I guess, necessarily my own personal self. I want to help others. I want there not to be so much senseless violence. I'll never know how my...
What makes you think that these people are the ones who are going to help you with that?
I think we all have demons. I think
some of us very literally.
Yeah, some of them very literally. But I think it's important we face our demons. And once we're able to, like you said, if we get out of here, once we get out of here, we're going to be completely different. Which means that we can either be stronger as a party or not.
And die a horrible death.
Exactly.
Magic needs life
Makes
to be
sense.
refueled. Wizard in Athos to cast spells
I do believe
uses life
that this
energy.
group has the potential.
Oh no.
I
It's like
mean,
sacrifices.
if we didn't,
Jeez.
I don't think Odin would have brought us back.
You can't
For
see the
justice
future.
and security.
I remember you told me.
All the life
This is the
force to
only one he
cast
saw where there
stronger
was a
spells,
chance.
while good wizards preservers use only enough life to
Exactly.
cast, allowing other living beings to continue existing. Interesting.
He pauses for a moment and he says, I guess it's my turn, isn't it?
If you so wish.
Has Grix had a turn?
Well, we were going in clockwise.
Oh, in circle. I forgot. You're right. It's Griximilius after you.
Man,
My
she
bad.
gets to tell her story and everything else just shuts out. It's like, oh, it's my time to shine, huh? I had to listen to all these other idiots weep at me.
She just gave you a literal,
Right.
who are you?
I don't speak the plebeian.
Anyways, he said, he says, well, I've been an adventurer for a very long time.
Go to sleep, Gothop music? Oh my
I
god.
actually
Don't
joined up
tempt
when
me.
the guild was founded,
I'm halfway there.
which was,
Whoa.
you think for a moment, 800 years ago? Somewhere around that. I've been out this for a while. I'm actually from Mithrift. It used to be nothing but a small fishing village at the time. However, when where is it? When King Conan came, he promised us a lot. Well, I bought a hook, line, and sinker. I was looking for something, anything to be useful. When I was growing up, me and my brother, we were victim to, well, horrible experiments perpetrated by a cult. In fact, I don't know for certain, but I believe it was a progenitor for the cult of Yeenoghu. They did a lot of really terrible things to us. Some call it gifts, but I just see it as a part of me now. With my brother, they experimented with trolls. Did all kinds of rituals to them. They would cut them up, see if something grows back. If not, they would just use healing magic and start over. As for myself, they charged me with magic a lot. They realized that my aptitude for using magic items was better than most. So they would sap me of all my mana until I had nothing left. Then they would pump me with even more, over and over and over again, until eventually my maximum capacity grew beyond most, actually. However, it became difficult to control after that. Almost like think of it like a balloon when you fill it up with too much water. In fact, I wanted to become a wizard, but I was too afraid that if I got far enough, I'd eventually blow up. Well, myself, a town, I don't know, something. What you see now is pretty much all I've let myself have. But after that, I escaped from the cult when King Conan came in and wiped them all out, he offered me a place among the guild. Well, I wasn't very useful at first. Couldn't even kill a wolf on my own without burning down half the forest or blowing it to smithereens. But I figured things out. Became useful. But it's been a long time. Spending my days as an adventurer. It's pretty much the only thing I'm good for, really. Eventually, I met my wife. Well, former wife, that is. Kayla. She was an elf. She was the first person who I'd come across. Now, granted, this was in Dravenia at a time before, all the races kind of mingled together and really accepted one another. So Dravenia was primarily a human kingdom. A few Worgen here and there, maybe a gnome, but nothing significant, especially not elves. And, well, her being the first elf I came across, she was the only one who really understood, our length of living. It's a little hard to fall in love with somebody when you just know they're going to die in the next 20 years. Or less, or more, who knows. But I felt like she understood me, And the whole... I'm not going to go over 800 years of history here, but eventually the whole salt pillar thing came around. King Conan was long dead. After that, you could call it a council, but really it was just a lot of the S ranks got together and just basically made decisions because no one else could. Turned into a council, but they don't really have as much power as a lot of people like to say. They just kind of provide guidance more than anything. But that was the first time that their, I guess you could say, authority was tested. They assembled groups of adventurers and sent us towards the Salt Pillar. When we got there, well, you've got a bit of a taste. Except the Saltlands were way worse. It was infested with demons. You couldn't walk 100 feet without fighting them. We fought our way through the Saltlands, carved ourselves a comfortable wedge, made our way to the tower eventually. By that time, over 200 adventurers had already died. In fact, the whole situation almost completely wiped the guild out. What you see now is what was left. And, we made our way through the tower. And there was this man. He wore a mask. Much like the one that you told me about, Valdant. He cast magic on me. Made me think I'd been surrounded by demons. I watched them, in that vision, slaughter my wife in front of me.
Let me see. Athens was once
Flew into
beautiful
a fit of
world.
rage. Threw everything I had at them.
Throw the DM out the airlock for breaking the
By the
strings?
time I had done so,
I don't know.
buried my sword
I'll try,
in the
but
chest of the last
nobody
one,
else
the
is going to
illusion wore
vote.
off. And I
The
realized I
islands
killed
developed
almost everyone that was
two
with me.
intelligent races. Halflings and
My brother
Thraki.
was the only one who made it, only because of his regeneration.
Yeah, okay.
Otherwise, I would have killed him too.
Need our revenge.
After that point, I realized we had nothing.
Revenge of the Sith.
So we ran.
Wait, we're supposed
I
to
mean-
be the good guys.
What else could you expect us to
Help
do?
Mystical art of life shaping. Modify and create life.
I tried to make my way out. Eventually, I succumbed to what the
Life
Saltlands have to
shapers
offer.
start mudding
I don't know what
algae.
happened after that.
to gain more food.
I woke up in Dravenia with my brother at my side.
Out of
I can
control
only assume
algae?
that he carried
Oh,
me all the
yeah.
way out. And after that point, well,
Crazy.
I felt so bad about what had happened after being essentially one of the assigned leaders of that whole coalition.
Yellow. Man. Crazy.
kind of made it my goal to try to still be useful, you know? So I started helping rookie adventurers. Help them not make the same mistakes I did. You know, use some of my experience. That's eventually when I ran into the Champions of Rebirth. A few years after that, anyways. At the time, they were just my next targets for my, I guess you could call it help, but it's really more just nagging than anything.
Oh no, I definitely call it help. Especially with how dumb and young we were. Or
That's true. But, yeah, you all pretty much know the rest. And after, you know, that whole situation in Yamana, where the invasion started, just been kind of looking for my brother ever since. He's really the only thing I have left. I'm confident he's still alive, though. However, considering it was the demons that caught him, there's no telling what they're gonna do to him, or have done already. I wouldn't be surprised if they restarted the experiments again. And now he could even take more.
That's awful.
That's why I felt like I had to come here. I know it wasn't my fault, but I don't feel like I can really get any closure until I hold that demon's heart in my hands.
And as I had stated, we will do that together.
Yeah, I hope so. Your turn, Grix.
No.
You're gonna have to call it for me. I'm barely awake.
All right. Oh shit! I didn't even realize what time it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that actually works for me too because I'm
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 also
hanging around here
dying.
by a thread.
Yeah, we can do the rest and then character chat over the
Okay.
week.
Oh, perfect.
I do need to get some sleep as well.
I would say I'm trying to hang on for as long as I can, and I'm just dozed. Not
Oh, yeah,
really.
You guys could have said something. I had no idea what time it was. I didn't realize it was so late.
It's all good.
Not bad.
I was having fun.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it has been a pretty fun session.
All right, so what happened in the fight with Garrosh and Velios?
Velios won.
I thought so. Okay, the way
Yeah.
that Garrosh was talking. So who owes me 5p?
Actually, you owe me a fuck ton of money.
What?
Unless you were the one. I bet on Velios, bro.
So did I. I said I've got
Oh.
5p on Velios. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then we split the winnings.
So you both owe each other money.
What did time input? Oh well, shit, he's gone. Oh well, it's fine.
I don't think he put any money down. I know I didn't. You were like, "Hey, are you in on this?" And I was like, "I don't think I'm gonna bet." But they.
Well, fine. Nobody wins.
That's right.
Nobody wins. Everyone loses.
We all bet
Velios-
on the winner. God dang
Velios,
it.
you did a good fucking job. What's wrong with you?
Why didn't you tell me?
You could have
mean,
at
it was-
least betrayed one of our trusts to the point that we would bet against you, okay? You could have at least done
Right.
that.
It was pretty evenly matched overall. Just Velios kept getting lucky with a whole bunch of crits.
There you go.
Yep.
Nice.
I'll see y'all later.
Take care, guys.
See y'all.
Later. Oh, man. God. Tonight was such a tragedy. I cannot believe it. This is like our 5th or 6th try to get the stream to work. Here we are. We've done it. We finally got through it. Wahoo. The history on the characters, Miko and Lucian, both. Huge. The character development with the fight between Velios and Garrosh, that's pretty big. That was really good. I really had a good time with this session. Even if I sound like I'm being sarcastic, I'm being serious. I'm just very tired. Using their knowledge, modified most of the halfling population into various other races. What? Halflings came first? No way. No way. Unchanged halfling population went to live in isolated holdings. Huh. Foremost race were Pyrenes. Savant diplomats, younger races keep peace among them. Pyrenes. Rajat was like other Pyrenes. I don't know what you're talking about, Delaney Keller. I'm so tired right now. Alright. Magic roll, Alex, that's right. Man, thanks everybody for showing up. God. I'm so upset about the way things went. But Alex, Delane, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it so much. I know Dunson was here. I'm pretty sure Vaco was here at some point. We might have had Zadunis, Wesson Gallimore, Jody Blake, I believe. One of the past, 6 streams that I had to freaking do to get the godforsaken thing to work in the end. Thank you, Alex, for sticking around. God, it's really frustrating for me. But, thank you. That's going to do it for this one. If you want to catch another one, be sure to subscribe. Consider supporting my channel by becoming a member or through the Patreon link down in the video description. And feel free to check out any of my other videos or playlists you might be interested in. Thank you so much for all the time you spent on my channel, and I hope blessings of wisdom and peace on all of you.